All right, so let's continue with our lectures about using the terminal here. Now, like I mentioned before, I'm going to say it again. You can open your terminal in your Mac operating system or Ubuntu and do the same thing that I'm doing. Okay? You don't have to download Git Bash. If you want, go ahead and download it. That's okay. That's great. Doesn't matter. It would be nice. Go ahead and do it. Okay? But those terminals, they basically do the same thing we're doing here. This is mostly for Windows users, but you're welcome to learn it. My other operating system users, this is great. Anyway, so let's continue with this. I want to show you how to do basic commands here that we're going to need, right? When we are developing, like creating files, folders. If you know how to do that, you can skip this lecture. But let's go ahead and learn a little bit about paths as well here. So right now, this little tilde here means that we are in the home directory, okay? So I can be anywhere. Let's go and see what's going on in this place where I am right now. This cursor is blinking. If I do ls to list things in here, you can see that I get a whole bunch of data. Now, this blue that you see in my end signifies that these are folders, okay? Folders that I can get into. Okay, these are files, but these are folders. So I want to go to desktop because I want to be in this blue place right here, blue background. This wallpaper behind me is the desktop. So I'm going to do clear, enter to clear everything on my screen. And I want to do CD, change directory to the desktop. So uppercase D, E, and then tab to finish it for me. So if the folder or file is in that place where you type in CD, you can type the first words, the first letters of it, and tab, and it will finish writing it for you. It will auto-complete it, okay? Really, really awesome. Then I press enter, and if I do ls again, you can see now that we are in my desktop. I can do pwd, and you can see that it gives me the path where I am right now at this specific moment. Okay. If I do cd dot, enter, it takes me back to where I was. Okay. I'm going to do cd, desktop, ode, tab, enter. I'm on desktop again, and I'm going to do clear, enter. I want to make a directory. So I'm going to type this command, make, or mkdir. And I'm going to make a directory called PHP. You can see that it appears right here. Okay. Now, let's say I want to make many directories. So I'm going to do a JS. I'm going to do a node. I'm going to do an Edwin directory. I'm going to do a test directory, coding directory, and I'm going to press enter. And now that created all those directories for me. Isn't that awesome? There's so many things that you can do with this here. You can even create a little script that can make thousands of directories starting with 1 to 1,000. Okay, I'm not going to do that here because that's just going to, it would be too much of inconvenience right now. Do you want me to do it? All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it because you wanted me to do it. All right, so I'm going to delete all that. I'm going to go to the PHP folder right there and do ls. Right now, there is nothing there, right? All right. So let's see how we can do this. All right, so I'm in this file right here, right? In this folder, PHP. So I'm going to use something called brace expansion here, and you're going to see exactly what it is. That's going to allow me to put a value, from one value to the next, what's my, whatever I'm going to make is going to be. I'll show you right now. So there's another command called touch that is used to create files. For example, if I want to create a file called scripts.js, and I press enter. Now, if I do ls now to see what's inside my PHP, remember we're still inside PHP. Enter. You can see that the file is there. If I go to that folder, you can see that scripts is there. Okay, but it's there. It's not showing me the extension. Okay, that's because of your system. So you might want to edit that. I believe in Windows, you have to show hidden files extensions. I want to see the extensions of these files. I don't like this. Let me just go to here and search hidden files, extensions, control panel. There we go. Click on that, apply, and OK. And that did not work. Maybe I have to restart my system or something. But anyway, you can Google it, and if you want to see the extension of those files, show hidden files, folders, and drives. Always show icons, never to. Let me see. Okay. Let me do this again. Let me do test.html. Maybe if I restart my system, I don't know. I'm not the best at Windows, right? I haven't done Windows for a while. I just wanted to make this here, but you can Google this. I know I was in the right track. Okay, maybe this new operating system, like I'm using Windows 10, but folder options. Let me see something here. All right. Show hidden extensions. This is going to take me to the same place, I believe. Folders. Same place. It should work, but anyway, maybe it's working for you. It's not working for me right now, but that's okay. All right, let's make that 1,000 files here, so that way you guys know how to do that, and let's take it to the next lecture after that. All right, I'm gonna do clear. So anyway, so we are inside the PHP directory here. So create a couple files here. We use brace expansion. I can name these files test, and this is brace expansion right here. We use the curly brackets or braces, whatever you want to call that. Brace expansion, curly braces. Okay, and let's say we want to create a couple files. I'm gonna do from 1 to 5 files. Okay, and they're all gonna be a txt file, text files. Enter, and if I do that, then you can see all the files right here. What if we wanted to make 1,000 files? Let's see. Let's open this directory to see this thing happening in real time. Okay, so you can see they all get a number appended to them, which is awesome. So enter, and look at that. How long did that take to create? Look at that. 1,000 files, guys. Isn't that crazy, right? Look at that. Anyway, so imagine creating this manually, right clicking on your desktop or whatever, and folder or file, and it's just amazing, right? So what I want to do is I want to remove all that stuff. I mean, we have a lot of text in there. Let's do RM. So let's see if I can show you guys this real time. Okay, there we go, and this way here. All right, so I'm gonna do clear, and I'm gonna do remove everything. I'm gonna use this asterisk, which is the shift and a number A on my keyboard, but you are welcome to find it on your Windows computer or Ubuntu or whatever a computer you're using. I'm gonna press enter, and that is going to remove everything on that folder. You saw that? So I'm going to press the up arrow key to look for the last command that I typed in. Up. See that? Those are the last commands that I was typing. So I'm going to make 10 files here. Well, what about if I want to make 10 folders? I just use the mkdir, and I'm going to make 5 folders actually. So make sure that you put these 2 dots in between this here, and I'm going to make those folders. Enter, and those are the 5 folders there. Now to remove folders, if I do RM and I want to remove everything, as the asterisk is not going to do that. It's not going to allow me to do that because this command only removes files. If I wanted to remove those folders, I could do RM-RF. to forcibly, forcibly remove it. And I'm going to do asterisk, enter. And you can see that that removed everything. Now, if I create another folder here, let's say test, oops, make directory, there we go, like that. Another one, test 2. Okay, if I wanted to remove a specific folder, then I would just do, let's do clear here. I'll just do remove -rf and the name of that folder, test 2, right? Enter, and that will just remove that folder there. There is so many things that you can do with the terminal. Okay, it's very powerful. Keep in mind that the terminal, okay, this program in this computer, and basically I'm using Git Bash, but in reality the Windows operating system has its own command prompt which does the same thing. You just have to learn how to use it. Okay, it does the same thing as we're doing here. The only issue is that Windows uses different commands for doing different things. Okay, not all the commands though are different. Okay, in Windows I believe that you can make directories. This is my user, and I'm gonna see if I can right click here and make this bigger. Properties, font. I haven't used this terminal in a while. Okay, it just looks not very flexible for me. Okay, but they're getting better with every new operating system, right? So I am in, if I do directory dir, I can list whatever's there, okay, in the command prompt. And if I do cd to desktop, it goes to desktop, and I just do dir to list whatever is there. Okay, I think you can customize this and make it different colors, I believe. I'm not sure. And I can just make another directory here. I can say make directory test from Windows, testing from Windows, enter, and that should make a directory somewhere. And you can see that it made a directory right here, a folder. And we use the same commands, make directory, but there are a lot of differences. Okay, I prefer to use something a little bit more universal, so I download a program and that can be used for Windows, for Mac, or Linux. Okay, especially for you guys that are taking web development. So that's why we use Git Bash. But Git Bash, basically, it's a wrapper for this program here. This program here grabs behind the scenes, it's executing these commands here, but it's allowing us to use more flexible commands, okay, that are more universal and more towards Mac OS and Linux and Ubuntu stuff. All right. If I go to my terminal in the Mac here, I grab the terminal. Okay, I'm doing something else in the other window here. Press clear, and you can see that we can do the same thing here as well. Okay, so make directory testing. My Mac just does it on the right. Okay, actually, hold on. I'm not in desktop, so I'm gonna go to my desktop and then make directory testing. Okay, and you can see the directory right here. Ubuntu is almost the same thing, as a matter of fact. So I have a Ubuntu virtual machine here, and if I open the terminal in Ubuntu, let me just go in so you can see this is the terminal in Ubuntu. And if I do ls, you can see that we have some stuff in there. Let me just, oops. If I do mk, and let's go to the desktop. Let me make this a little bigger here, right? Zoom in, Control plus. I wish I had that Control plus. I don't have it because I am using a Mac. All right. So if I go to desktop here and I do mk and I do testing. Okay, I hope you're getting my point, guys, with this. All right. I'm gonna close the window here, and you can see the testing desktop right here, folder. Okay, so all these terminals, they have very similar command than the Git Bash program that we were using. But not even so, even the command prompt in Windows have very similar commands as well. Okay, but the best thing is that Git Bash is the most similar to all the systems, to the Ubuntu, to Mac OS. So I recommend it to use, if you're using Windows, I recommend to use Git Bash. If you're using the Mac, you can use the terminal. If you're using Ubuntu, you can use your terminal. All right, really doesn't make a lot of difference. All right, so hopefully you learn a lot on this lecture, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.